Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. My name's Kayleigh. Welcome if you're new. If you're coming back, hi. I appreciate you. So I am here today recording the new moon videos. Of course, this new moon is actually a solar eclipse, so this video will be a little bit different. I'll be using a different spread. I'll be using what's called the Destiny spread. It's quite fun. It's 15 cards. And before I get into the actual readings, I want to talk just a little bit about this eclipse. Now, I am pretty new to studying astrology, so I will do my best to explain what I do know and kind of go from there. Okay, so all right. So first of all, one of the first things that will be different about these videos is that I will not be talking about what area of life you should be starting something new, because eclipses, it's not just a regular new and full moon. The energy is extremely hard to predict. Eclipses, lunar and solar, bring fated events into your life that have to happen. Often, okay, I'm not going to say often, but sometimes they're crises that are meant to realign you to where you're supposed to be going. So what actually happens on an eclipse is, so the north and south node are points. They're fictional points. They don't actually exist. They're not planets, but they're points that show you what you need to work to let go of, what talents and stuff you're bringing already to the table, but that aren't really serving you so well, and what you need to strive to go towards. So the thing about eclipses is it really, really emphasizes this. So a lunar eclipse is a full moon, right? So when the sun is on the north node and the moon is on the south node. Well, this particular one anyway. So that's how this one happened, right? This last one that just happened. Sun is in Gemini, moon is in Sagittarius. So we were letting go, south node and Sagittarius, of beliefs, belief structures, long distance travel, feeling like we already know things, and we were learning to grow more into Gemini, which is learning new things, using our hands, being open to new information. So that's kind of the general theme of this particular eclipse cycle. So that was the full moon, right? Now we're at the new moon. Moon has come back around. Moon and sun are joining on the eclipse, on the north node, with Mercury, which is now in retrograde. So Mercury's like backing up the bus to join the sun, the moon, and the north node. Okay, so this new moon solar eclipse, what is happening now is there's a theme that's already come up for you that you are probably already aware of, that relates to the Sagittarius and Gemini themes in your life. And now the eclipse will be bringing in some fated events or messages, Mercury, that are showing you which way you need to go. Does that make sense? 4 for 4. Nice. So how this shows up for each ascendant and moon sign is going to be a little bit different, because each zodiac sign represents a different area of your life, right? So depending on what time you were born, that's going to change things. If you don't know what time you were born, then I suggest listening to your moon sign, and then your sun sign, because the moon sign is more individual, it's more personal than the sun. The sun represents what spirit wants you to become in this life, what you are working to become. But the moon represents your mind and your emotional makeup. And because the moon is the fastest thing that moves in our sky, it's more personal and individual. So if you don't know what time you're born, you don't know what ascendant you are, look for your moon sign and then your sun sign. General themes before I get into each sign and do the tarot readings is basically we're learning to let go of old beliefs, old belief structures, organized religion, how we travel across the globe. That obviously has changed dramatically. And we're faith in the established learning systems like higher education, like university and stuff. What we're going more towards is looking for being involved in our local neighborhood. That's Gemini. Getting more connected with our siblings and our neighbors. Being more open to new ideas and information and searching for the truth. It's less about already knowing, like I already know the truth and you can't tell me any different, and more about, oh, that is a new perspective. I'm interested in learning about that. So yeah, Gemini is also like using your hands and learning to speak. It's initiatory instructions. So it's the initial instructions when you're learning something new. So astrology courses, for example, or learning how to read tarot, or learning a new language, or learning how to cook for the first time. Like at the beginning of lockdown, everybody went on a huge sourdough craze, right? Okay. Cancer. Cancer. This solar eclipse is happening in your 12th house if you're a Cancer ascendant, Cancer moon, and also Cancer sun. Yeah, so a couple things I didn't mention at the beginning that I kind of want to elaborate a little bit on before I pull your cards is that I talked a little bit about Mercury, and I want to narrow in on that a little bit, but also on a couple of the other aspects that the eclipse is making. So this eclipse is being squared by Neptune, which will and is already bringing in lies, deception, more illusions, and more like spells. Not just from mainstream media, but from alternative media sources as well. So make sure that you are really double checking and researching for yourself, and looking into everything that you read, everything that you see on the internet. Just double check it. And yeah, the other thing that this eclipse is being aspected by is there's a very helpful and supportive trine from Saturn. Saturn is in Aquarius, and Saturn will be really helping us narrow in and find the integrity in the information, to find the true information. It will help us reveal the lies. And last but not least, that Mercury aspect. Mercury is so Mercury's in retrograde right now. Will be retrograde for the eclipse, but a couple of hours after the eclipse, Mercury will have passed the sun, and it'll have this effect of Mercury's already gone past those points and now it's coming back. So it's like it has received some new information and it's coming back to whisper it in your ear. So you might get, and by the way, you could receive this message from Mercury on the day of, a couple days after, a couple weeks after. Eclipses are active for like 6 months, but I feel like just based on where Mercury is alone, and this is happening in Gemini, which is ruled by Mercury, within a couple of hours, you might receive some kind of message, be it from somebody else, from music, from a movie, from a tarot reading, from an astrology video, something one of your friends says. For you, Cancer, I would meditate. I would meditate on this day, or go for a walk in nature, be by yourself. Yeah. So there's something that you're letting go of, Sagittarius, South Node, in regards to your daily habits, something to do with your health and your daily routine. And this eclipse happening in your 12th house could bring some really beautiful spiritual experience, travel to a foreign land, some deeper connection meditation wise, secret love affair. That's 12th house too. Just saying. Yeah. 12th house is also like the house of our undoing. Ooh, don't be scared, but you know, yeah, could inspire you to take a vacation. It's also like prison, so please don't get mad at me if you go spend some time in prison. But it's isolation. It's also escapism. So, and I would recommend grounding and just, you know, try to channel that energy in healthy ways. Healthy and helpful. Because what's healthy for me won't necessarily be healthy for you. So, helpful. Oh, hey, okay, wow, abandoned success, interesting. Alright, so we have our first card. So I'm going to flip the first 3, look at the bottom of the deck, and then I'll pull the rest of the cards. This particular spread, by the way, is called a destiny reading. It's fun, I like it. Oh, fuck. Okay, Cancer. So, bottom of the deck, we have the 9 of Wands. Middle decan Sagittarius. That's where the eclipse is happening. Or that's where the lunar eclipse happened anyway. Great strength. I feel like you are full of this fiery passion. You believe in yourself. You believe in what you can do. And if not, then this is growing within you. First 3 cards. 8 of Cups. The King of Cups in the universe reversed. 8 of Cups being the central theme of the central theme. Tells me that there is something that you're abandoning. There is something that you're walking away from that has become too much work, too much effort, and you're not getting an equal reward back from it. King of Cups reversed. Maybe you've forgotten what it's like to really truly express yourself in a beautiful, musical, and artistic way. Maybe you've gotten so caught up in, I don't know, daily life and the information overload and the propaganda and all of this stuff that you have abandoned some very essential part of yourself that really is dying to be expressed and brought forward. There's some intimate and deep part of you that is longing to be expressed, that is longing to come out. Something that maybe is in the midst of transformation, that is just waiting for you to finish walking away from, or finally walk away from whatever it is that has you so drained. And then we have the universe reversed. And the universe is the card of Saturn. This is about endings and new beginnings. Very eclipse energy, really. Saturn is here to tell you that everything that's happening is for a reason. Everything that will happen in divine timing. You can't rush it. You can't rush anything when it comes to Saturn. Saturn will make you wait. Capricorn rising, I know all about it. But there's a perfect order to the universe, and whatever it is that's going on for you, Cancer, it is meant to show you and teach you something. Saturn is a great teacher. And the more you hold on to whatever it is that isn't serving you anymore, the harder this lesson is going to be. So in essence, I'm only 3 cards into 15, but you're making something harder on yourself than it really needs to be. Okay. So the cards are as follows. First path, second path, environment, psychological factors, karma, destiny. Didn't really start that off very nice. And quick reminder, the underlying energy is the 9 of Wands. So you have the power and the strength within you and the cojones to do what you need to do. Okay. First path. 3 of Wands reversed. 6 of Wands reversed. Emperor. Alrighty then. Cancer. 3 of Wands reversed is referring to fuck. The strength that I know that is there, you don't feel it. Or at the very least, if you take this path, you're not embracing it. Reversals to me talk about that energy could be blocked, or it could be asking you to strengthen the positive aspects of that card and release the negative aspects of that card. So 3 of Wands in the very center is like something that did bring you a really wonderful sense of identity, that was divinely inspired, that felt very passionate, is not working out that way. Or the fire's gone out, or alternatively, it could even be like too much. Like instead of no fire, too much fire, so it's burning too hot and you can't control it anymore, or something along those lines. And 6 of Wands reverse is like, again, too hot or not hot enough. And then with the Emperor, could be trying to control everything so much so that nothing ends up happening the right way anyway. It's like instead of doing something yourself, you get somebody else to do it, but then you micromanage them, and it ends up like the job gets botched anyway. This could be you, an aspect of you, or an aspect of you that's in your unconscious that's being reflected back to you from somebody else. Typically, I read the Emperor as like, you're assertive, you know who you are, you know what you want. It could be more tyrannical though. It kind of really depends on what you yourself is dealing with, and some of the other cards that are going to come out may change how I'm looking at that card. But Cancer. Actually, that fits with where the eclipse is, really. Eclipse being in the 12th house, there's definitely something that you have to let go of. Back to the 8 of Cups. Something that you need to give up control over. Yeah. Stick with that for now. Second path or elaboration on the first, we have the 7 of Swords, the Star reversed, and the Moon reversed. Wow. Star, Moon reversed with the 7 of Swords. Someone's lying to you. Someone is using their wit and their intelligence. Or you could be doing this. You can pick whatever side you're on, but it's like you suspect that this is happening, but it's like your worst fears are coming to light. So Star is usually really positive, but it could also be like cults, like inverse Aquarius. Aquarius is a revolutionary, innovative, quirky, kind of out there energy. The inverse of that is like a cult, like the medical cult that we're currently seeing, where you have to trust the science, but science is all about testing hypothesis and testing outcomes and trying to prove things wrong. It's not just trusting somebody that is an authority figure. Anyway, sorry. It's like you're very much afraid of some outcome, but it's happening in front of your eyes anyway. It could be from a group of friends that you're associated with. It could be from your local community. It could be I'm not sure. Neither of these paths are very nice. I kind of feel like this is an elaboration off of this. Ugh. It's like down one corridor, you could be, okay, so on one side, you're standing up for yourself. That could be Emperor, right? Assertive. You are maybe not feeling very confident about standing up for yourself, or trusting who you are and, you know, your personal physical boundaries. And you know, somebody around you could be like, they could have an extremely inflamed ego. And you're seeing through that. at least with the Seven of Swords upright, is like you're able to see, like, you have this well thought out plan and this perfectly balanced thing, science actually, it's very methodical and there's steps to it, and somebody comes along and tips the scale, like, on purpose. Somebody comes along that you didn't see coming and tips the scale on purpose. So now this perfect methodical thing that you had going is, I'm not going to say ruined, but that's the first word that came to mind. Interesting. And it could very well be that this aspect of yourself, this King of Cups reversed aspect of yourself, initially I was saying, it could be a part of you, but it could also be that they are being highly emotionally manipulative, and that's what you're looking to abandon right now. It's like you really need to jump ship. And that's interesting, actually, because if that is true, and you have been avoiding some ending up until now, if you do stick to your boundaries and stick to who you know you are, it's like you're going to inflame their ego, and it's like, I can see why you might be reluctant to do that, because it feels like you have been growing something with them. However, whatever's been growing is not really true to you or true to the path that you need to go down. Yeah. But if you don't take that path, if you don't, like, embody this Aries energy of no, fuck you, this is my body, my choice, and you go the other way, this is like a science experiment gone wrong, or and lies and more manipulation and gaslighting, and instead of quirkiness and uniqueness, it's sameness and just more manipulation. Ugh. Environmental factors, psychological, environmental factors. Wow, all reversed. The Magician reversed, the Knight of Swords reversed, and the Ten of Cups reversed. Whew. Lack of confidence, lack of belief in yourself, a need to strengthen your own skills. Mercury's in retrograde also, so there could be communication issues. But this is psychological factors, so it's like you don't feel like you're thinking straight. It's like psychological, and it's like weak boundaries, or somebody's lying to you. Again, the Knight of Swords here corresponds with the universe and the moon, those two being reversed. All three of those are reversed. So it's like extreme gaslighting. That's what I'm getting from this, is extreme gaslighting. And the universe reverse could be like, no, everything will be okay, it'll be fine, I'll change, I'll be different, I will do this, this, and this, but just don't leave. Meanwhile, the essential reality is not correct. And the Ten of Cups reversed. Ten of Cups, on one hand, this is a wonderful card. It's like the ultimate emotional and, like, artistic fulfillment. It's love, it's transcendent love, it's spiritual love, or it's escapism and addiction, and it's the last deacon. It's the last deacon of Pisces, right? That's where the eclipse is for you, by the way. Well, middle deacon of Pisces, but it's the 12th house, right? This eclipse is happening in your 12th house. So there is a toxic as fuck cycle that's happening that is undermining your own confidence. It's like they're swooping past your boundaries. It's like you have no boundaries. It's like you could be being psychically attacked. Your friend circle could be fucking with you. They could actually be turning people in your friend circle against you. That's a classic narcissist thing, by the way. Oh, Cancer. So environmental psychological factors, you're not feeling emotionally fulfilled by this anyway. It's like it has to come to an end. If you are being gaslit, if I'm picking up on that correctly, then it doesn't feel like you can think straight at all. And it's like you don't even know who to trust at this point. Karma, outcome, destiny. We have the Princess of Wands, the Ace of Pentacles, and the Four of Swords all in reverse. This is a really heavy reading. I'm sorry. So the Princess, like, I literally feel weighed down by this. This is a heavy eclipse season. Cancer, my 7th house buddy. I am a Capricorn rising, Capricorn moon, Capricorn north node, Capricorn stellium. We just went through an awful lot of eclipses in our 1st and 7th house. So I feel you, buddy. I feel you. Yeah, this is pretty intense. This is a pretty intense one, I'm not gonna lie. Outcome, karma, destiny is that I feel like you pick this first path. Hopefully you pick this first path where you set down some boundaries and inflame somebody's ego, but stand up for yourself. And there's so many reversals, like I want to flip them all upright and read them all upright, but I wouldn't be honest, so I can't. This is a tough as fuck eclipse. You may lose some physical possession. Or like there might have been some opportunity for you. Maybe even some of your health slips a bit. Especially Princess of Wands reversed being in the middle here. This is like being filled with a sense of vitality and like spiritual fire. Being reversed could very well be like there's some sickness that comes, especially with Ace of Pentacles right next to it. It's like your body is not doing so great, especially because for Swords reversed, you're not resting. So this is calling for you to really take some time by yourself and allow yourself to rest, to meditate, to recharge, especially once you're done dealing with these duplicitous fucks. Yeah, there's a lot coming up from your subconscious that needs to be addressed. There is definitely something that you've been holding on to that you really need to move on from. And this eclipse is probably going to force you to. I mean, you are always free to tell spirit, no, I'm not going to do that. But what happens, or no, I'll do that, but here's my list of things that I want in return, or whatever. Oh, Pluto's going through your 7th house too. Ooh, ouch. Yeah. Duplicity. You're always free to tell spirit no. You're always free to refuse. You're always free to go back on to the same cycle and repeat it again. The only thing is that it's going to get harder and harder and harder to refuse. And once you finally let go of whatever it is that you need to let go, whatever this situation represents for you, that's what it's going to feel like. And then you'll be able to start some new things. But not until you've let go of this. Okay? Also, in the end, the underlying energy is the 9 of Wands, which is the Lord of great strength. This is finally truly believing in yourself and believing in some higher power, it's like gaining some vision of the future for yourself where you're not dealing with this shit and you're not feeling so unfulfilled, and you're not dealing with the gaslighting and the cult-like mentality where if you don't think exactly like us, then you can't sit with us, like the mean girl shit. Yeah. Okay, Cancer. That was a really heavy reading. But I'm not going to blow smoke up your ass. This is a heavy time. And there are major signals coming from the universe telling you something has to end, something must be let go, and yeah, something must be let go of in order for you to move forward. And the longer you hold on to it, the longer you clamp down and say, no, I'm not going to, the harder it's going to be for yourself. And the more tired you're going to feel, the more it's going to feel like the wealth that you should have is slipping through your fingers. Don't be so afraid of endings, right? Every ending is a new beginning. Okay, Cancer. If you'd like a personal reading, you can email me or book through my Etsy store. And I wish you luck for this eclipse. I hope that it helps you see what you need to release so that, well, I think that you know what you need to release. I hope that it helps you release what you need to release. And it's going to be painful, but it's going to be worth it in the end. And yeah, there's no such thing as avoiding change. There's only embracing and rolling with it. So